Hello everybody and welcome back to Vegas Sports Talk, and this was the classic Rebel meltdown today. On the road, they could not get it done, and it was terrible coaching today. They didn't make any adjustments, and they were starting to regress. And the Rams just outplayed them, they out-hustled them, and they out-rebounded them. And as you can see, I needed 2 boards because I had so much ranting going on in the second half that it filled up the whole board. So let's start. Good man-to-man defense early by the Rams, and there's good Rebels defense by John. He had 2 blocks. Then the Rebels went on a 4-0 run to make it 4-2 Rebel lead with 17:37 left. Then there's 2 early turnovers by UNLV. They cannot be doing that. Then there's a 6-0 run for the Rams, 2 Stevens threes in a row, and the Rams shot outstanding from 3. But the Rebels didn't make them not shoot threes. They let them keep shooting threes, and that's unacceptable. Then there's back and forth play. The Rebels needed to get some stops. Then the game was slowing down. There was too many Rebel turnovers. The only good thing that happened in the game was Tillman hit a 3. So 1,093 games for a 3-pointer in a row. And he played really good today. There were 6 fouls for the Rebels early, 2 on me too long. And the Colorado State Rams are already in the bonus with 11:05 remaining in the first half. 2 fouls on John. And I said, what? WTF Rebels? Already 8 fouls. And they were giving fouls so far away from the basket, it was unacceptable. 2 fouls on Cavarcho, he was still in there, and he committed an offensive foul, but they changed one of the fouls earlier, so he only had 1 at the time. I did not know that until after the game. So it was 17-14 UNLV lead, then there was a 5-0 run for the Rams, just like that, 19-17, but then Hardy leveled it up with the basket. There was fouls 25 feet away from the basket by the big guys for UNLV. They could not be doing that. And I said, come on, TJ, tell them to stop doing that. That was a poor adjustment by TJ Otzelberger. And Colorado State could not make free throws at that point, but they would get their free throws when they shot more of them. Sloppy play by both teams. Fast played game 25-21. Rebel lead. Then double bonus for Colorado State. Cheap fouls. Tillman was back in the game. Good offensive rebounding by the Rebels, and Tillman with an and 1, 30-25 UNLV lead. Then Tillman hit a 3 just after that to make it an 8-point lead. And a Colorado State timeout. Tillman was playing great. And right after that Colorado State timeout, the game stopped. Cavarcho is back in, and then there's 2 back-to-back threes by Colorado State to make it a 2-point game. And I said, WTF, timeout. The Rebels called timeout. They were just up 8, now only up 2, and that's the classic Rebel thing they do. They always find a way to blow up these big leads. There was an 8-0 run by the Rams, so it's tied. But then there was a big Tillman 3 back and forth baskets. Rams go on a run to go up 38-36. And then there's a 30-foot 3 by Stevens to end the half, and that was off of a bad possession by the Rebels on their final possession. So the Rams are up 41-36 at halftime. The Rebels quit in the second half. There was an early 3 by Hamilton. The refs are calling bullcrap fouls. And as you can see, 25 fouls of the 14 fouls for Colorado State. John could not guard Cavarcho. The refs missed the travel on that, but it was terrible offense and defense by the Rebels. 3 fouls on John, cannot guard Cavarcho, I said, and the Rams were up by 6. Then Cavarcho commits his third, 45-40. The Rams are still winning. The Rebels need to stop, but then there's already 3 UNLV fouls. Stevens was 5 of 5 from 3 at that point, and I said, how do we double him? They didn't do that. There was an offensive foul on Bryce Hamilton, but Tillman was still playing hard. He got an and 1, he had 15 points at that point, and John needed to get out of the game. He's playing terrible defense against Cavarcho. Cavarcho destroyed him today. Then the Rebels hit a 3 to make it 50-46. After the Coleman 3, so it's a 4-point game. But then the Rebels could not get stops when they needed to the most. Fouls are 6-2 on the Rebels already, and this is when the game was over. I wrote down, John, the WTF, 7 fouls on UNLV already. He could not be committing fouls. They were already in the bonus. The Rebels are down 9. And I said, I'm done with this freaking team. Classic Rebels, they were playing terrible on the road. And Jonah gives up a baseline drive leading to a layup. And I said he needs to get John out of there, who's not playing well today. And he has been for the past couple games. Crappy coaching job by TJ. And I was done writing things down about the game at this point. There was a 36-15 run by the Rams from when they were down by 8, and I said they're gonna lose on Wednesday as well, and they're gonna be 6-5 in conference, and they cannot be doing that. Terrible play out of the timeout by the Rebels, and Stevens hit a 3. They went on a 6-0 run, and the coaching staff for the Rebels is not the greatest I've ever seen, and I would not be surprised if they lost more than 3 years. I'll be surprised if they last more than 3 years, actually. And if they don't win next year, they're not going to win at all. So if they cannot win the tournament next year, he's gone. I said that Desiree should have hired that Mata, and she made a mistake. She did not listen to the boosters. The boosters had the money, and she went rogue. She wants to leave this university as soon as possible, and she's trying to be a disguise. She's trying to go back to UCLA or USC, where she's from, and I don't blame her for wanting more opportunities, but she ruined this university in the process. And I said we need a big-name coach. I'll get big-time recruits. That's all I wrote for the game. The Rebels lose 95-77. Stats: field goals 42% for the Rebels, 61.5% for the Rams. 3-pointers: the Rebels shot 32, they made 10. The Rams 11 of 17. Free throws 9 of 13 for the Rebels, 20 of 28 for the Rams. Rebound: the Rebels got out-rebounded 34-32. Turnovers are 12 apiece. Fouls 25-14. Hamilton had 28 points. Tillman had 15 points. The only bright spots for UNLV today. Stevens had 21. Marshall had 16, and Roddy had 14. And the keys of the game, as I wrote down, the Rebels needed to win the rebound battle by 5-10. They did not get that. They need to limit turnovers under 10. Nope. Shoot 35% from 3. Nope. Cut off strong early. I'm going to give them a check on that because they were up 8 in the first half. So they go 1 of 4 on my keys of the game, and they deserve to lose this game, and they will continue to lose on the road if they do not make any coaching adjustments, and I doubt they will because TJ does not make any adjustments. He needs to be gone right now. So make sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram where I post other content as well. And thank you guys so much for watching and sticking with me. I'm now at 22 subscribers, and I cannot thank you guys so much. So thank you guys so much for watching. The Golden Knights play in a couple minutes, so I'm going to get to that game. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you guys again soon.